Om Yang Shaiva Shivaiti Brahmeti Vedantino Buddha Buddhaiti Pramana Patava Karteti Naiyaikaha Arhatniti Atho Jaina Shasanarataha Karmeti Mimang Shakaha Suvayang no Vidadhatu Manchita Phalang Trailakkanatho Harihi. May the Lord of the universe, of the three worlds, the remover of all evils, grant us all the noble cravings of our heart. It is that one Lord of the universe whom the devotees of Shiva school worship as Shiva, the all-auspicious, the Vedantins as Brahman, the Absolute, the Buddhists as Buddha, the followers of Nyaya philosophy, who are clever in logic, they call as agent, the doer, the karta. Those who are devoted to the doctrines of Jain philosophy call it as eternal arhat. The ritualists of the Vedas school as karma. We offer our salutations to that reality alone. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Happy Mother's Day. And it's a blessed month because Buddha and Shankara both birthday falls in this month. So we have chosen this topic as the philosophy of Buddha and the philosophy of Vedanta. The topic is ultimate truth, whether it is full or void. Actually, it is a big question. Philosophers are dealing with that for time immemorial. But we will go through the experience of Sri Ramakrishna and others, what they thought about this, and also to see what these two philosophy has contributed to the growth and development of this Vedanta philosophy. We all know that Vedantic principle that is in the Vedas, that has all potential ideas about what is the ultimate truth of the world. You can find that it is called Sat, sometimes it is called Asat, sometimes it is called Sada Sat. So therefore, it is a mystified word mentioned in the scriptures. And when it comes to people who have no experience, it is only intellectual talk, then this creates a big, huge confusion in the mind of the seekers of truth. We are greatly indebted to Buddha and Shankara, the two great mothers with a motherly heart, who came to redeem the suffering of the world. And humanity is greatly nurtured and protected with this motherly love through the centuries, through the teachings of Buddha and Shankara. They saved the world from the evils in two ways, from the ignorance, pain, suffering, bondage and death. So we today remember their contribution. We all know about 2,500 years past now, Buddha pointed out the four noble truths. What are the truths? You all know. The life has suffering. No one to question that. Life has suffering. And then there is a cause of suffering, which Buddha presented. There is a cause. You can take these children, there is a Sunday school. Hello, mom. You can take them, put there so that he can enjoy. And you can sit here. So the Four Noble Truths, it is called the Noble Truths, that the life has suffering. Who is there who can say there is no suffering? Yes, I also face sometimes some people, why are you talking about so much suffering? I don't know anything suffering. I mean, my God, you may be then extraordinary. You don't know what is suffering, what is life. I mean, why we are talking about suffering at all? I don't feel anything like that. So I do not know how they say that way. Either they are Brahmagyanis or I do not know. Who can say that I don't know what is suffering? Okay. But anyhow, this general people like us, we all feel there is suffering. And then our problem becomes, then if there is suffering, what is the way out? And the second point is the cause. What is the cause of this suffering? And this is the way out. And it is way out is there, but it is attainable by me. That's a personal question. So these are the four important tenets of what Buddha wanted to present us. And this is the question, this nirvana, this state of perfect peace and internal tranquility, is it attainable? What is the cessation of sorrow it means? That's called nirvana. Is it fall? Can it be called? It's full, or it is something void? So these are the questions which come naturally. And there comes Buddhism taught us that indeterminate, that question, the cycle of indeterminate reasoning is there. And it is, Buddha said that yes, there are so many intellectual analysis, but life quickly solve the problem of life. Suffering is there, just handle it and just get out of the suffering. How can you do that? It is like you should be very serious about solve the problem rather than talking about intellectually understanding why suffering, where did it come from, and why it has appeared. Is it real or is it unreal? All these theoretical questions only can be good for some person who has enough time and intellectual joy, wants to get some intellectual fun and joy. They can spend that time. But if the problem is here, then problem is to be solved. So the 10 questions, Buddha said, these 10 questions are indeterminate. They are useless, they are ethically unprofitable. What are those 10 questions? Is the world eternal? Or, second question, is no, it is non-eternal. Is it finite? Is this world finite? Or it is infinite? Fifth question, is the soul same as the body? Or no, soul is different from the body? Seventh question, does one live after realization or not? Eighth, if you say, and another question, does he both live again or not live again after death? 10th question, does he neither live not live again after death? So these are very complicated questions. People can spend whole day and night and life together to question these things. But Buddha stressed that this is the affair, life is like that, accept it. And find out your means to escape. That is called nirvana, no? So he stressed a path, why we are in this life. The question came because there is a question of desire. We want something, we want our fulfillment, we want to get something. We are incomplete. How to get that completeness? So that search is there. That is there's means. So, and means is renunciation. If you find that this is not giving you the joy, it is bringing sorrows and suffering, so find out means, escape, get out of it. So renunciation was the great teaching of Buddha. That's why, following Buddha, the whole India became monks and nuns, almost. Every home, there are monks and nuns from every home. So he didn't talk much about nirvana, emphasized on the means and not to engage in useless talks. He said to Ananda, his main disciple, who was the person who is the cause of putting all this message of Buddha's message, teachings, when Buddha was passing away, said that that moment, this question, when he was weeping, then Buddha said, it is not the time to weep, Ananda. Be a lamp unto you. Be a lamp unto you. You be a lamp. That means get enlightened. So that was the message. Life is short, and Buddha's call is that be a lamp unto you. Get enlightenment. What is the nature of this world? This world will go on. It is full of change. Every fraction of a second, everything is momentarily changing. And you are holding it to be true, and then holding it to be true, your mind and your all understanding get stuck there, and then you feel the sufferings of life. So get out of it. We find that this message of enlightenment, that is laid the foundation of Buddhism, its religion and its philosophy. And then when Buddha passed away, after a long time, the followers, as in every religion it happens, they divided into what is the teaching of Buddha. So it divided into two divisions, as we all know, what is called Theravada, or it is called Hinayana, and another is Mahayana, two paths. Theravada, that was more orthodox type. It talked about the philosophy more, emphasized on the philosophical aspect of it. Where came the theory of Shunyavada or void theory was more dominant, because at the point of illumination or experience, what will remain? This is all changing. This changing thing cannot be the ultimate truth. So it is not there. It is, you see it. So that there is a indeterminate, the circle of causation that has been made. We are born because we have desire. Why desire? Why the desire? Because of my karma. What karma you did? Why you did it? Go on again, desire to karma, like that. All this circle is going on, and it is eternal. That is the eternal circle of birth and death. So the Theravada emphasized on that side that this is then ultimately what is the truth in this world? It is nothing. So there came the theory of void. And Mahayana, they got involved into the personality of Buddha and his greatness, and then they started worshipping Buddha in different ways. That's why you go from China to Buddhistic countries in the northern region, all, you find that there are so many images or statues of Buddha worshipped in here. And naturally afterwards it came into different ways of worship of different deities and this and that. Now, we are not going to the other side, but we are focusing on this void theory. So nirvana is the goal of life. So nirvana is cessation of suffering. So it is the question that what is this nirvana? Is it void? Whatever, is it attainable? And nirvana is a state of peace and tranquility, where suffering will not be able to touch that person. So attainable here is this life by perfect mastery of passion and constant contemplation of the truth. But what is the truth here? It is not Vedantic truth. Vedantic truth is what? Brahma Satyam, Jagad Mithya, no? And Jiva Brahmaiva Napara. Shankara presented it this way. This ultimate truth is Brahman, ultimate truth is that unchangeable reality beyond time-space causation. But here, when they are talking about this nirvana, the cessation of all suffering is attainable here in this life, is by perfect mastery of the passion and constant contemplation. And this contemplation is not on Brahman, but this contemplation of the temporariness of this world. Whatever we see, it is all temporary, it is all moving, it is changing. So it is not true, it is not true, it is not true. So ultimately what? If everything goes away, it is nothing. So this is the thing which is also we find the same way of analysis in Vedanta. But only the expression is two expressions are different, that's why it makes it complicated. So according to Buddhistic idea, as we are talking about the Theravada, that cessation of suffering is the goal. But it is attainable. How attain? What is the way to attain? It is in this life by perfect mastering our desires and constantly contemplating on the four principles. And eightfold paths they will talk about. Does not mean that extinction of existence. There is an argument, if you think that this nirvana, as is said, void, it is non-existent, if you accept that, then the Buddha cannot be said to be liberated, because in life you cannot attain it. If you make that philosophy that this nirvana is not attainable in this body, here and now, then Buddha was not illumined and enlightened. So that is not possible to think about that. And if you say, if till he did not liberate, then all his teachings becomes meaningless then. If one has not been enlightened himself, his teachings are all meaningless. So these two reasons say that he is not negating, it is attainable here and now in this life itself. There is a statement of Nagasena. When he met the great king Milinda, and while he was instructing him, the Nagasena said, it's a beautiful statement, nirvana is profound like ocean, lofty like mountain peak, sweet like honey. Now is it void or is it full? This is the question again. Even from the greatest teachers of that Buddhistic philosophy find that there are here and there the statement like that. And in Vedanta we find Shankara lineage, which comes from Shukadeva, which Shankara actually protected the Vedanta religion, and from the onslaught of the degraded Buddhism, as also from being totally engrossed in karma kanda of the Vedic practice and not focusing on to the knowledge aspect of the truth. So Shankara came, and we know that he was born in 686 AD, and then he preached this wisdom from his lineage, from his guru to Sukadev down to Gaurapada, Govindapada, etc., and brought this ancient Vedic wisdom before us, and what he made in a subtle way in different compositions and writings, he expressed this idea established. Brahman is the reality. Name and form are unreal. But the truth is that whatever you see, it is Brahman. That's why, in nutshell, what we read about Shankara, beautiful word, his quoted all the time, as I mentioned also before, that Brahma Satyam, Brahman alone is true. And Jagat Mithya. This Jagat, this world, which is Gam Dhatu. Gam Dhatu means which moves, walks. Every moment it is moving. Jagat, which is every moment changing. Mithya. Mithya in the sense it is not hallucination. It is not delusion, but it is there, but you see the same thing in a different way. That is the sense of mithya. Mithya means changing, mithya means moving from, it is not steady in one state. It is not that fixed something all the time. It is always changing. In the stars and galaxies down to the atom, electronic movement of the electron, proton, physical body, in the tree, in the plant, in animals, in the herbs, everywhere it is always growing, means changing. And we foolishly take this change to be stable. Because we saw the pews here yesterday and I am seeing today. So I say naturally it is real. It is here I saw. Today also I am seeing that. And when I came here 21 years or 22 years ago, I saw the same pews, and today also the same pews, but the audience has all changed. That is the changing thing. And here also, subtle way, this everything in the body of these pews, or the floor, or the roof, everything is changing every second. Even I am changing. But we don't recognize that. That's why it appears to be real. So Brahma Satyam, that truth is unchanging truth. Something is there. But the name and form I am looking at is changing and changing and changing. So Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. Jagat, this what I see is Mithya because it has no permanent entity. It has a temporary entity of 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, 200 years, 500 years. Then it will be changing. So this change is mithya. And what we are then? Jiva, individual, as we see, we are moving, walking. It is Jiva Brahma Eva. That you are that reality, that truth, unchanging truth, only in name and form. So this is the distinction here. So in the Upanishad, and Shankara says that I am not the mind or the intellect, which is all the time we quote, Mano Buddhi Chitta Ahankarani Naham. I am not this, I am not the senses, nor the perceptions, nor my ego, nor the mind. Then what am I? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So I am who I am. Chit and Ananda Rupa. Of the nature of consciousness. I am nature of reality, existence. It is not void, but it is opposite of it, it is existence. So here is the expression that makes the complicated situation. Here, Upanishad also says, Sadeva Samma Idam Agrasit. Idam Agre, just before this, Idam Agre means before this creation, Sat eva sammo idamagre asit. Sat, only the existence, only the reality, only the truth was there before creation. You see, before creation, who will say it was something? But the Upanishad is the revelation of the sages. When they express in language, they said, before creation, it was only that reality. Asadeva idamagra asit. There is another conflicting term in the Upanishad. Parallelly you will find. Idamagre, before this creation, Asad Evo. It was non-existence was there. Here is the word. When you express some mystic experience into the language, when you say, before this there was Sat, I understand. One group will take, there is something existence. Another, within few, next verse you find, Asadeva idamagra asit. Before this creation, Asat, non-existence was there. Here we need the explanation by the commentators like Shankara and others who can really enlighten us what this word actually means. Or Vivekananda-like person who can just clear our vision. Or Ramakrishna-like person who can tell us what is the meaning of that and what is that existence and non-existence mean in two different places, in two different expressions. They are talking about the same thing. But one is emphasizing there was no creation. As we understand this creation, it was not there. No, asat, eva. There was only idamagre asat. This non-existence of this universe was there. In a negative way. And positive way, sadeva samma idamagra asit. Only the reality was there. Meaning, this existence was not there. So, this is the area where we really get confused. Here we find that there is a beautiful statement in the Nashadiya Shukta in Rig Veda. It says, Swami Vivekananda has translated it beautifully. Na asadasit, na sadasit tadanim, na asid rajo na vyomo parojat, kim avariva kuha kasya sarmanamba, kimasit gahanangaviram, na mrityurasit, na amritam, na tarhi na ratrya na anhasit prachita, anadi bhatang sadayatadekang tasman madhvani anna parang kinchanasa. Beautiful. It says about, you see, what was there? Sadeva, no sadasit. There is none. Let me read Swami Vivekananda's translation. Existence was not then. Then, if you say existence was not then non-existence. Then he says, no, nor non-existence. Now we are confused. Existence was not there, and now we say non-existence was also not there. The world was not. The sky beyond was neither. What covered the mist? The world was not, the sky beyond was neither. What covered the mist? Of whom was this, that? What was the depths of darkness thick? Death was not then. There is neither immortality. So, these are all very conflicting things for ordinary mind to conceive what they are talking about. If I understand, if death is not there, then we understand immortality is there. If you say it is immortal, then death is not there. But the expression is such, death was not then. Na mrityurashit, amritang na tarhi. Death was not there, nor immortality was there. Then he said, na ratra na nasit. There is no night. There is no night. Then we think that it is day. No day. No, there is no day. So there is no, night was neither there nor the day. But motionless did that vibrate. Being motionless, that vibrate. Alone, with its own glory, one, beyond that nothing did exist. So the scriptures also create this confusion in our mind. We are already confused, but these statements create more confusion. But the point is that it is to be understood, you cannot express. If you express, then it is limited. And if you express that limited, then you are not talking of the truth. Truth is infinite. Truth is boundaryless. Like doctors without boundary. So it's much, much beyond boundary. That description, it goes beyond boundary. So it is, then its question comes, ka adha veda kahiyo probechat. Who will be able to talk about this? Who will be able to explain to others? Kuto ajata, how it is born or how it is destroyed, who will say? So there is nobody to relate this truth to us. That means you become mum. That means it is called silence. That's the real response. What is this universe? Is it there? Is it not there? Is it true? It is not true. That's why the student, when he approached the teacher and asked, "Sir, please tell me, I want to know what is the ultimate truth and Brahman," then the teacher became mum and he didn't say anything. Second time asked, it is the same. And ultimately he said, "My child, I was trying to teach you what is Brahman like, but you didn't get it." That is the silence. Because if you express anything, then you are limiting that infinite to a finite. So, this is the point Sri Ramakrishna said also, a Buddha, why he will be nihilist or atheist. He could not say what he experienced. Swami Sarvadevananda, the great master, he has said that what are called Sunna and Purna are one and the same reality. What you call Sunna is an expression. Purna is an expression. But what is that in that state? Who will say? Ramakrishna went into Samadhi. Did he say it is Purna or Sunna? Buddha went into that state. At that time, did he say it is Purna? I mean, even after coming down, he was in ecstatic joy. And he was so full of joy, outbursting. That's why he wanted to preach that message. If you suddenly get some big message, no, your heart always pounds to so whom to say, whom to talk about this, no? You try to call your friend and say. So Buddha was really rushing to give this message to the world. Oh, here is such, I got it. And that he went to preach first in the Benaras, then he found 5 students of him who were his friends before. So Swami Sarvadevananda says, some of the ancient seers have called the indivisible, non-dual reality the void, as I have quoted. Na sadasit, na sadasit. So you can say they have described in that the indivisible, non-dual reality they have described as void, a shunya, the absence of all existence. That is the point. If we take it simply, the word is if we focus, there was no existence. Existence means as we understand this existence, this name and form, and its play, and its all the feelings, emotions, and angers, and frustrations, that was not there. This manifested universe was not there. So, Swami Sarvadevananda says, some of the ancient seers have called the indivisible non-dual reality the void, and others have called it as all, or Purna, where all experiences meet. As a matter of fact, both of them imply the same experience. Here is the point. Both of them experienced the same reality. When you go beyond your body and mind, then who will say what was that? So after coming down, then you express in a language, your body-mind is capable to express our experience. It depends, that's why Bhakta will express the realization in a different language. The Jnani will express it in a different language. Yogi will express it in different language. Buddhist will express, Shaivites will express in one way, Shaktas will express in one way. That's why it is the expression of that experience. So, for they have described it, capital, as one from which all things come into being and in which all of them merge. Tajjalaniti, from that it came, and creation, and its dancing, and it again dissolves. And it is momentary, it may be prolonged, is 2 types of merging. One is It goes out like that and it comes down again. It goes and comes back. That is the creation theory in Hindu philosophies. It is eternally going on. As we go to waking state, to dream state, to sleep state, again we wake up and again we go to dream, again to sleep. This cycle. So this creation is involution and evolution. It is not one time, it is continuously going on. But for individual there is an end of it, but for the cosmic play will go on forever. So the reality that has been called by Buddha the void, in which all beings get extinguished, has been described by Shankara as the all, the substratum of them all. If we leave aside the opinions of the later Buddhist teachers and study Buddha and Shankara, we irresistibly come to this conclusion. It is the question. When philosophers come, intellectuals come, then things get more complicated. Ramakrishna, for him everything is synthesis. Go to Ramakrishna. There is no conflict anyway. Sri Ramakrishna says these different experiences are different flights of in the development of the mind. Even in this dualistic experience, so many ideas and forms of gods and goddesses, they are not contradictory. Even Sri Ramakrishna said, Swami Vivekananda said, this dualism, qualified non-dualism and absolute non-dualism are not contradictory. It is one step leading to the other step leading to the other. And if you reach there, who will say, what is that? So here is the beautiful synthesis, that it is Vedanta always make that synthesis, but others will be very rigid on their formula. But if you go to the experiential side, they are all the same. Swami Vivekananda is unique in his expression that the two poems which you all read and we all appreciate that, it is one is called the song, which is when you are coming down from the absolute experience of non-dual and coming down to this plane of duality. And another is going from this world of reality by meditation and absorb and go there. What happens? You see, two expressions we can get side by side. There is the song, very, very beautiful song, as many of you have heard it and have, that what Swamiji says, neither nahi shurjo, nahi jyoti, nahi shashanka sundaro, bashibo mi chaya shamo, chobi visho chara charo. It's beautiful. The sun, you are meditating and you are getting absorbed in your inner realm of the truth, you are getting absorbed. Then you find there's no more, there is no sun. Lo, the sun is not the comely moon, all light extinct in the great void of space, and floats shadow-like the image universe. In your mind, the mind is becoming withdrawn from the external object, so visible universe is disappearing and you are moving inward, and in your mental plane only a little trace of this visible universe, like a dream. You're feeling there was some reality. This reality is not this real as I am feeling now. And the mind is withdrawn into the deeper realm of the experience, then it's withdrawn from the outside and it remains in the asputo mono akashe, in the mental plane, which is not much manifested there. It becomes withdrawn. There jagata samsara, this world of this multiple creation, is floating and rising and sinking like that. And when it goes deeper and this universe is almost, imagine, it's a beautiful meditation for those who want to meditate on absolute Brahman. they can take this help. And then Swamiji is expressing his own experience, how he feels. Then he says that mind becomes very faint existence of the mind, and in that mind remains the remnant idea of this gross universe in which we live and sleep and die and cry and weep. And that is also going into oblivion. And there comes last trace. Aham srote nirantaro. They are all merging into only I. Only I see that. Little trace of this universe as I remain. And then that also gradually, dhire, dhire, chaya dalo, they are not real. It is like a shadow. The world is so real to us, whose mind moves into that inner realm. This world becomes like a shadow. Shadow has an existence, but shadow is not real like that as we feel now. So this intensity of this realistic world is dropping, and it is becoming faint and fainter, and it is becoming like a shadow. And it enters into the great void, Mahalaya. And then what remains? Everything is gone. That means your body idea is gone, your mind idea is gone, your buddhi, intellectual ideal, intellect is gone. Remains only ego, the last trace of the 5 koshas. Last kosha is the ego. And there he says, Bahe matra ami ami ei dhara anukhana. That is the last trace where we see Saguna Brahma, we call, no? We see the absolute. We are little separated by this ego. And what happens next? Now you are going to the deeper absorption. So what happens? Shedarao baddha holo. Even only existence you are separating from the truth, that even only I. Little trace. The world is gone. This world of heaven or hell, all this gone. Mind and its play is gone. It becomes faint and fainter. It becomes like a shadow, that is also gone. Only last trace, a little trace of I. You are drowning totally into that truth. Only that one last trace of I remain. And Siddhara Baddha holo. Suddenly that I, the flow of I, stopped. Ramakrishna said, the salt doll went to measure the ocean and enter into it. Siddharao, that ego doll was trying to measure or going into the ocean, and as soon as he entered into it, that stopped. Ego was still there, no? You see, salt doll is getting merged and coming up like that, till you can see. Then you go above, what happens? That ego doll is gone. Then what will remain? What was that? That is Avang manashago charam bhuje pran bhuje jar. Now come a state. There is speech stopped. Mind dead. Intellect to measure, understand, gone. Ego, I, who are saying I exist, that I totally drowned into the ocean of consciousness. What remains? Abang manasho gocharam. But is it void? Here is the question. Swami Vivekananda's experience. Bojhe pran, bojhe jar. One who understands, he will understand what is that. At that point you are gone. But if you come down again, then your heart, in the deepest core of your heart, you know that exists. Gita says, no. If millions of sun arise in the sky at a time, that experience, can you forget that? Again you are entering into the... So long you are in Samadhi, Abang Manasakasana. All these spiritual illumined saints and seekers of the truth, they are all silent there. No one talks. Buddha didn't talk, Christ didn't talk. I do not know, of course we don't get the description of him, but it is supposed that. And look at all the realized souls, their total ego is merged into that cosmos. But when they awake, then come down again, they describe. Oito, that's our Shankara says, oh my God, this world was visible so tangibly just before this experience. Where did it vanish? Where did it go? This universe vanished. Shunya. So you are getting the idea of Shunya. But at the same time you are getting the idea of Purna. Shunya, this apparent name and form and duality. And this is here so long my I is here. See, look at that. I am so serious about this physical world so long when my I is awakened with the body-mind identity. And if you withdraw this identity from the body, you don't live then in this reality. In your dream, you withdraw your identity from the physical body, you don't die, but you live there, but in a different realm. And this existence is no more. And the dream experience also is no more when that identity is withdrawn, as it were. The ego is like playing outside and you are pulling the string inside. It goes deeper and deeper. As much as you go, this world vanishes. It has no existence. Even the dream world has no existence for a person who does not believe in God or anything. But that experience vanishes. And when you go to that deepest level, when we go to deep sleep, that is the I state, there I do not know. But because here is a Samadhi, a person is going in awareness, with awareness entering into the realm, they are aware what they are seeing. They are seeing the infinite light on that side, and I am here. I. And infinite light, infinite joy, infinite blessings. And that gradually dissolves, gradually, and remains. And when it dissolves inside, then tell me, who can say what? And now again, if one comes back after Samadhi to the same channel, will he say, oh, it is void? Or will he say it is full? Any language you say, it is limited. But each one will say, according to the training of his mind, old mind, he is entering into the same capsule. What you call the body, what they call the same structure through which the mind, ego are there functioning. So again, you are entering into you are a Vedanta student, your expression will be the way you have seen and practiced whole life, and you will relate that experience and express to us. Similarly, a person who is in this Buddhistic tradition thinking it is not this, and it is all void of this material universe, of this name and form which constitutes this universe, that is gone. So that is Swami Vivekananda's one beautiful expression that is called the song of Samadhi. And another song is there, and I'll quickly pass through it. That is the song of creation. See, he has gone inside now. Now, he is describing, very kind for us to describe this. He is saying that how from that level you come down again into this growth. So we get a two-way journey, back and forth, so that we can have a little glimpse of that idea. In both places, Swami Vivekananda says, it is Purna, it is there, it is that. But only it is because he is a Vedanta student. So he is expressing that way. So here comes another song which says that there is only one absolute, Ekarupa. Ekarupa, arupa, nama, varana, vedohino, deshohino, sarvahino, neti, viramo jathai. That is the state. He is starting from that point. Ekarupa. There is only one absolute. How can he say that? Because he is coming down from that one step down to the ego, I level again. And standing there, his experience is coming. What I saw there, there's only one absolute. There is no two. Arupa, there is no form. Arupa, even no color. no form, no color. Arupo. There is no name. Here all name and form. There is distinctive features of individual. Nama, Varana, Veda, Hina. These are all distinctive features are gone. Ekarupa, Arupa, Nama, Varana, Veda, Hina, Desha, Hina. There is no time, concept of time. Kalo, Hina, space, time. Sarva, Hina. There is nothing. You see, he is expressing. Desha, Hina, nothing. There is nothing of this time, space and causation. Then he says, this is a little bigger description. Otito agami kalo hino. There is no time which is past or which is future in that state. Desho hino. There is time is gone, space is gone. Sarvo hino. There is nothing, no thing at all. And neti viramo jathai. What is that state then? Where jathai, where neti, not this, you go on doing, and you cannot deny that. That is the last. You deny, I am not the body, not the mind, not this, and can you deny yourself? Panchadoshi said, Anubhuyante yena tam ko nivarayat. By which consciousness you are experiencing the world, how can you deny that? So, neti viramo jathai. You cannot do any more analysis of not this. That you are standing at that point. Now he says, Setaute uti karanodhara, from that infinite absolute oneness, as if there is a wind of compassion or wind of creation, and it's just a, what is that? It is a desire. I shall be many. I am one absolute. I will be many. That flow is rising. A little wave is rising there. And dhoriye bashana beshu, mani with a desire and bright desire of manifold manifestation of that same reality, that desire. And as a result, from thence, down floweth the river of causal universe, wearing the form of desire radiant. Its heaving waters angrily rolling, the constant roar, I am. It was first was I was gone, now he come down, and with the desire to be many, or to enter into this world of experience, say, I am. As we do, when you get out from your deep sleep, first you take a little moment to say whether I am or not. You just don't jump out of the bed. Some people jump, then their head will drill down, no? And they fall down sometime. So it is just a balancing between these two things. So it is only your consciousness. Oh, I was sleeping, no? When someone calls you and you are sleeping, first expression, oh, I am. That first concept of your identity comes over there. And then says, in the ocean of desire limitless, appear the shining waves, countless, infinite. Oh, of what power manifold they are, of what forms myriad, of what repose, of what movement varied. Who can record this universe coming? Millions and millions and millions of suns taking their birth in that very ocean, rushing headlong with din tumultuous, overspread the whole firmament, drowning the points of heaven in light effulgent. Now it's coming down from heaven, subtle world, to the gross world. And in this gross world, in it arises and reside what beings? Infinite number of beings, quick with life, dull and lifeless, and pleasure and pain, disease, birth and death. All this universe, full of this duality. He comes down from that subtle level to absolute oneness, to I. See, there also when he went, he said that I was the last. So that is the last trace of existence, and that comes down, and this subtle world and the moon and stars and galaxies and this creation, everything come. And now what he understood is a different vision. That is the goal. He saw that reality, and now he understood that that has become everything, which is first of all, we have to say not this, not this, not this. Now he gone into that realm of absolute oneness, and coming down he says, verily the sun is he. That is, that reality is the sun, eternal sun. And he is the ray. These are all rays. Nay, the sun is he, and he is the ray. It is he, it is the Lord. Shiva Jnani Jiva Shiva. See how this philosophy becomes a reality, that it is Purna. It is nothing minus God. Everything is God. You are seeing it, it is God. You are not recognizing it. First of all, it is not true. Ignorant mind. And mind enters into the realm gradually to the realm of consciousness. And reaching that consciousness, when he comes out, he sees that it is the same ocean of reality, manifold manifestation through the name and form. And everything I see, it is nothing but the same sun. The first he says, it is the same sun. It is called Vishishtadvaita, qualified non-dualism. And then come one step down. No, it is that. Thou art that. I am that. So here is the Purna. So this conflict of Sunna and Purna will remain forever, and we can intellectually try to understand, but it is only by spiritual practice probably one can solve this mystery. Thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Thank you.